Hi, my name is Joanna Schofield, and I'm an MLIS candidate at Kent State University. Before beginning library school, I taught middle grade special education for 2 years. This experience has led me to have a particular interest in serving children with developmental disabilities. For this presentation, I would like to share with you statistical and research-based information about developmentally delayed 3 to 5-year-olds in Ohio, and offer suggestions for you on how libraries and librarians can make a difference with this growing user population. You may be asking yourselves, what is a developmental disability? According to the National Dissemination Center for Children with Disabilities, a developmental delay is a delay in at least one area of physical, cognitive, social, emotional, or behavioral development or communication skills. These delays are not a temporary delay in one area. The University of Michigan Health System clarifies it as an ongoing major or minor delay in the process of development that is most often diagnosed by a pediatrician or other doctor based on strict guidelines. More often than not, parents are the first to note concerns and present them to teachers or medical professionals. Are these delays common? In Ohio alone, 14,000 children were enrolled in early childhood special education services in 2010. Many of these 14,000 children received service for developmental disabilities. Overall, 15% of public school children in Ohio were diagnosed with some form of disability requiring special education services in the 2009-2010 school year. This means that Ohio teaches the 12th highest percentage of children with exceptionalities in the United States. There are many reasons that can lead children to having a developmental delay. A few of these include mental retardation, premature birth, environmental contagions, head injuries, or low socioeconomic conditions. There are also several genetic causes, such as Down syndrome, that can lead a child to becoming developmentally delayed. One of the greatest challenges in providing library services to youth is the inability to make assumptions about children's development based solely on physical characteristics. This is especially true for developmentally delayed 3 to 5-year-olds. Librarians would be wise to locate local resources that work with this user group. In the Akron area, the County of Summit Developmental Disabilities Board, commonly known as Summit DD, supports individuals with disabilities and their families, friends, caregivers, and employers. Many children with developmental delays are part of the Summit DD's Early Intervention Program and receive early intervention support, speech and language support, physical therapy, and/or occupational therapy. Summit DD's Calico Center is an inclusive developmental child center that provides care and support to toddlers and preschoolers with and without special needs. Teachers at this center have additional training or expertise working with children with developmental disabilities, and they are able to provide developmentally as opposed to age-appropriate activities for each member of the class. So, how can a library model some of the attributes of the Calico Center and help make library services developmentally appropriate? First, we must recognize that all children are unique creatures that do not fit in a one-size-fits-all mold. This means that we must acknowledge that this user group includes a wide range of cognitive, social, physical, and communication skills. Some of these children may require medical equipment such as feeding tubes, wheelchairs, or oxygen tanks. This medical equipment may limit their mobility and require special consideration for library programming and access. We must also remember that these children may require special consideration when offering reference and literacy services. There is a good chance that some may not have the same cognitive understanding of their peers. Librarians will need to be more detailed in readers' advisory conversations and reference transactions. It is imperative that librarians find ways to meaningfully communicate with these young patrons while preserving their self-esteem and need for independence. It would also be a good idea for librarians to look at their collections to access the depiction of special needs friendly materials and try to include materials depicting children with special needs in their collection and in programming. Librarians should also use developmentally friendly language when creating materials or aids. For example, librarians may want to provide book lists that use terms like picture book readers or short sentence readers when designing suggested book lists, rather than using the terms 3-year-old or 5-year-old. Using special reference tools such as read-aloud features on online encyclopedias or even picture-only instructional aids will help young children who have language or cognitive delays participate fully in research activities. A great way to utilize existing resources in your collection when planning programming or selecting materials with this user group in mind is through the use of extension activities. Extension activities are either pre, during, or post-reading activities typically incorporating drama, art, music, science, math, or other content areas designed to further the user experience with the text. Children with developmental delays can gain significant benefit from the use of extension activities because they further the content experience, use differentiated instruction techniques, and offer activities for individuals with alternative learning styles. The Kingfisher First Encyclopedia is a common child's encyclopedia found in many libraries. It is filled with large print information, colorful pictures, and exciting diagrams. Children with fine motor delays will particularly benefit from the larger size of the encyclopedia, which makes it easier to manipulate. The pages are also more durable, resulting in easier turning and reduced risk of tearing. A great extension activity to pair with this text is the Read Aloud feature in Scholastic's Scroller online encyclopedia. Librarians can begin doing basic literacy instruction with this age group by allowing children to look at the pictures in the text and use the online encyclopedia to listen to more information about the topic. This benefits children with developmental delays by giving them multiple means of building knowledge on a topic of interest and learning that multiple formats exist with similar information. Karen Reinhardt's This Jazz Man is an introductory biographical resource introducing nine jazz giants to the pattern of this old man. Each verse refers to a specific jazz giant, such as Louis Armstrong or Duke Ellington. Each verse is freestyle depicted and includes famous quotations about the artist. For example, Duke Ellington's page includes a freestyle depiction of him conducting with a quote, "Bring it on home, now you're cookin'." One of the most interesting parts of this book is the variety of jazz musicians included. They range from New Orleans and Kansas City to Havana and Harlem. Children with communication delays, such as the autism spectrum disorders, sometimes find music particularly comforting and engaging. This book is an ideal text to pair with jazz music CDs from throughout the 20th century. Students can also use instruments, whether they're bought, created, or simple household items, it doesn't matter, to create their own music. In Eric Carle's acclaimed The Very Busy Spider, a spider is too busy spinning her web to talk with all of the farm animals that are trying to distract her. This book is very engaging and presents opportunities for children to make animal sounds and touch the raised relief spider web on each page. Children with sensory disorders particularly benefit from exposure to the different textures of this book. Children with communication delays benefit from not only hearing the story being read aloud, but also from the opportunity to make animal sounds, which is a great early vocalization practice. An interesting art project to accompany this book is raised relief art. After reading the book at story time, children can dribble white liquid glue on pieces of black construction paper to make spider webs or other designs. Before the glue dries, colored sand, table salt, or glitter can be sprinkled over the glue to add color to the art. After the glue hardens, the children will have created a raised relief spider web similar to the one in A Very Busy Spider. Elaine Crisolo's Five Little Monkeys Sitting on a Tree takes the classic Five Little Monkeys Jumping on the Bed nursery rhyme and changes the setting for a fun adaptation. In this story, the five little monkeys and their mothers are at the river having a picnic when the five little monkeys climb a tree to tease a crocodile. After desperate searching, Mama Monkey discovers each of her little monkeys is safe in a tree and not the crocodile's snack. Because of limited mobility, children with gross motor delays often have difficulty engaging in drama extensions. A dramatic finger play is a great extension for children who are often excluded from song and dance storytime activities. To do this, first read the story and have the children hold up the correct number of fingers each time to represent the monkeys. As each monkey climbs onto a tree branch, have them lay the fingers they're holding onto the opposite arm to represent the tree branch. For example, as the third little monkey climbs the tree, the child will lay 3 fingers on the opposite arm. As the monkey teases the crocodile, the child will stick their thumbs in their ears and wiggle their fingers and say, "Can't catch me," to mimic the teasing. Lastly, have them extend their arms in front of themselves as the crocodile's jaw and open and close them at a snapping motion each time the crocodile snaps his jaw in the story. Molly Bang's One Fall Day is an excellent child's book for introducing social play. Social play is simply acting out normal activities in a play setting so that the child can experiment with the world around them and learn basic societal rules. In One Fine Day, a little girl is getting ready for bed while listening to her mother describe all the things that she did that day. As she listens to the story, the little girl imagines that it's her toys that are actually the ones doing the events. This book is particularly interesting because the pictures are constructions using toys rather than drawings. In order to use social play with One Fall Day, dump a basket of small toys such as dolls, toothbrushes, play picnic accessories, etc. in front of the children and allow them to engage in social play about the activities they do during the day. This role-playing allows for a variety of learners at different levels to role-play together. I hope that through this presentation you have gained a basic understanding of children with developmental disabilities and found useful ideas for serving this user group in your library. If you have additional questions about any of the information covered today or this user group in particular, I would welcome any questions through my Blackboard email or at jschofi4@kent.edu. To celebrate the movie premiere of the popular young adult book series The Hunger Games, I will end today's presentation with the movie's famous tagline, "May the odds be ever in your favor." Thanks.